What are we talking about today? The Omega Speedmaster Professional Man on the Moon, and our desire for it, or lack thereof. Hi everyone, today I'm drinking the Demitasse Espresso. Cheers. And today I wanted to make a quick video because of my conversation earlier today with my cigar buddies. Neil, you wouldn't know him, I don't know why I mentioned his name, but he just bought a Speedy Professional Man on the Moon watch, and half of the reason that he bought that watch was because of the historical relevance, and that made it very desirable to him. And it was a great conversation. One part of that conversation, and probably the biggest part of that conversation, was if you strip away the relevance, if you take away the moon landing, all of its history, could the Speedy be a standalone watch, or would it be just a regular chronograph? And I thought that was a really interesting conversation. I actually owned one. I owned a Speedmaster about 15 years ago, before I really got into watch collecting, and I remember it retailed for about $2,200, and I paid, I remember, about $1,100. It was at cost because my uncle owned a watch store. And then about 10 years ago, I sold it for around $1,000, and it was a really easy sale. So I'll throw up a picture because I can't recall which Speedy I own, and maybe someone out there can remind me of which one it is. It's not the best picture, but it's the only picture I have. It was July 20th, 1969, that Apollo 11's historical moon landing gave birth to the Omega Speedmaster Professional. Ever since then, the Speedy Professional has become one of the most iconic timepieces known to mankind, and is forever bonded to one of the most historic achievements and events in our lifetime. The moon landing story always accompanies the Speedy, much like Buster Douglas's knockout of Mike Tyson in 1990. Talk about a historic boxing match. I think many of us review things even more once we have our whatever it is, whether it's a car or a watch. We review things to see if what we hear and we read is what we actually have. And that's what I did after I obtained my Speedy. But still, even knowing the historical relevance to it, I felt it was more of a novelty, and it wasn't enough for me to keep that watch. There wasn't enough of a connection or a desire for me to keep that watch, and I ended up selling it. This debate with us, there were four of us, when it was such an awesome conversation, and I think we were split. The historical relevance was a huge factor, which you can't discredit or minimize, and no one would say that you could. I just felt that still, even with its historical significance, that there wasn't anything unique enough about the watch to me. So if you take a look at the Speedy here, specifically the Man on the Moon watch, with the other chronographs, is it the most striking looking watch? Is it the best built watch? Does it house the best movement? And the answer is no to me in all three questions. Now, it's not exactly apples and apples. I understand that these other chronographs are a little bit more expensive. So if you make it, let's put it apples to apples. Now, the Man on the Moon has two prices, $5,200 to $6,200, not $5,200 to $6,200, $5,200 or $6,200. It's $5,200 for the Hesselite crystal and the solid case back, and it's $6,200 for the sapphire crystal and see-through back. Now, most purists would claim the Hesselite is the more relevant, significant watch because the Hesselite is a material that was approved by NASA. But you can get a new one for about $4,000 less pre-owned. So if you look at it among these other chronographs, then I think the Speedy Man on the Moon has an advantage, because while we're trying to pretend we're taking away the history, you can't actually take away the history. So that does play a factor. And then I think still amongst these other chronographs, I still don't think that it's the best choice here. It's got a great movement. The Lemania movement is a workhorse, and it's proven to be very accurate. But I still don't think that even if you place this watch with its peers in the same price class, I still don't think it stands out. So it's still not quite enough for me to consider the Speedy Man on the Moon a standalone watch without its history. That's what makes watch collecting. Oh, hey Archie, how are you? I'm just in the middle of a show.
I'm wearing my Omega Speedmaster, man on the fucking moon, man on the fucking moon.
Do you feel better now? Okay, good. That's what makes watch collecting so unique, is that it is so individual. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time.